Good morning, students. Last class we discussed about the exocrine and endocrine glands and one of the endocrine glands, that is adrenal glands. Today we will learn about pancreas, thyroid gland and pituitary gland. First we'll study about the pancreas. Pancreas is an elongated flattened organ which lies posterior and inferior to the stomach, attached to the first part of the small intestine. Attached to the small part of the small intestine, the duodenum. The pancreas is a heterocrine gland. It is both an exocrine and an endocrine gland. As an exocrine gland or a duct gland, its secretion is poured into the duodenum for digestion. As a ductless gland or as an endocrine gland, it has some hormone secreting cells called islets of Langerhans. These islet cells are of three types: alpha, beta and delta cells. The alpha cells secrete glucagon, the beta cells secrete insulin and the delta cells secrete somatostatin. Somatostatin is not there in the syllabus, so we will discuss about insulin and glucagon. Now, insulin is secreted by the beta cells of islets of Langerhans of pancreas. It lowers the blood sugar level. How? By promoting glucose utilization by the body cells. It stimulates deposition of extra glucose of the blood as glycogen in livers and muscles. If there is insufficient secretion of insulin, it causes a disease which is called diabetes mellitus. Now, you see most of the people have diabetes mellitus. A diabetic person has a high concentration of sugar in blood, excretes a great deal of urine loaded with sugar, feels thirsty, loses weight and becomes weaker and weaker. If there is oversecretion of insulin, that also causes a condition which is called hypoglycemia. That means the sugar level in the blood is lowered. The brain may enter a state of coma. And if a person takes an overdose of insulin, it makes the person unconscious, and this is called insulin shock or hypoglycemia. Glucagon, the other hormone, is secreted by the alpha cells of islets of Langerhans of pancreas. It stimulates the breakdown of glycogen in the liver to glucose, thus raising the sugar level in the blood. The next endocrine gland that we are going to study is the thyroid gland. As you see, the thyroid gland is a butterfly shaped gland. It's a bilobed gland. It is situated in the front of the neck, just below the larynx, on either side of the trachea, It secretes two hormones, thyroxine and calcitonin. Calcitonin is not there in the syllabus, so we'll discuss about thyroxine. We'll discuss about thyroxine. Thyroxine regulates the basal metabolism. Now, what is basal metabolic rate? It is the minimum amount of energy required to sustain all the vital life processes when the body is at complete rest. Thyroxine influences the general growth of the body, ossification of bones, body temperature, mental development, etc. The undersecretion of thyroxine causes three conditions: simple goiter, cretinism in children, and myxedema in adults. Oversecretion of thyroxine causes exophthalmic goiter. Now, simple goiter is the enlargement of the thyroid and is visible as a swelling in the neck. This is due to insufficient quantity of iodine in the food. In hilly regions children, you find there is a deficiency of iodine in the soil. Hence, the food grown there does not contain iodine. The remedial measure is everybody should use iodized salt, because iodine is the active ingredient in the production of thyroxine. The next condition is cretinism. You can see children, it affects the growth of children showing dwarfism and mental retardation. The children are short-statured with deformed teeth, short hand and feet, rough, thick, dry skin. The third condition occurs in adults. It is called myxedema. In adults, what happens? The person becomes sluggish with swelling of the face and hands. It lowers the basal metabolic rate. There's physical and mental dullness. If there is oversecretion or hyperthyroidism, then it causes exophthalmic goiter. A person having exophthalmic goiter shows marked increase in metabolic rate, rapid heartbeat, shortness of breath, eyes protrude out, and a goiter is formed in the neck. The next gland that we are going to study is a pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is a small projection. It hangs from the base of the hypothalamus of the forebrain. It is called a master gland. Why? Because it controls practically all other endocrine glands. Each pituitary gland has got two distinct lobes, anterior pituitary and posterior pituitary. Anterior pituitary, and this is the posterior pituitary. The anterior pituitary secretes certain hormones. They are the growth hormone and the tropic hormones. The tropic hormones are thyroid stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, and gonadotropic hormones. Now we'll discuss about each of these hormones in detail. The growth hormone is also called somatotropin. The deficiency of growth hormone in childhood results in dwarfism, and an oversecretion in childhood causes gigantism. If there is an oversecretion of this growth hormone in an adult, it will cause an extra growth of bones in the face and in the hands and feet. The person develops a large nose and thick lips. This condition is called acromegaly. This condition is called acromegaly. The tropic hormones. The first tropic hormone that we'll discuss are the thyroid stimulating hormone. They stimulate the thyroid to secrete thyroxine. The adrenocorticotropic hormone stimulates the adrenal cortex to secrete its hormone. Then the gonadotropic hormones. They regulate the activities of the gonads, the testes and the ovaries. These are of three types: follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, and prolactin. Follicle stimulating hormone stimulates egg formation in females and sperm formation in males. The luteinizing hormone stimulates the formation of corpus luteum to produce the female hormone progesterone and the testis to produce the male hormone testosterone. The hormone prolactin helps in milk secretion. Now the hormones secreted by the posterior pituitary are the antidiuretic hormone ADH, which is also called vasopressin. This increases the reabsorption of water from the kidney tubules. A deficiency of ADH causes diabetes insipidus, which is called water diabetes. So the person urinates a lot frequently, a lot of urination occurs, loss of water occurs, and the person feels thirsty. The other hormone secreted by the posterior pituitary is oxytocin. It stimulates vigorous contraction of the uterus in a pregnant mother, leading to the birth of the baby. It also stimulates milk ejection. So now you know about the different endocrine glands, their location, functions, and disorders caused due to their undersecretion and oversecretion. Children, I hope you've understood the chapter. Have a good day, stay safe, and thank you.